Welcome to A One Storyteller, where we bring you tales that inspire, uplift, and remind us of the power of courage and unity. Today, we delve into a story that showcases how one man's calm determination can turn the tide against hatred and intolerance. This is a story about James Carter, a disabled black man who finds himself at the center of a confrontation that changes everything. Let's dive in. The sun was setting, casting a warm glow over the small-town diner. The air was filled with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and sizzling bacon. It was a typical evening, until a group of bikers stormed in, their presence immediately disrupting the peaceful atmosphere. James Carter sat in his usual spot by the window, his wheelchair a silent testament to his disability. He was a quiet man, known for his calm demeanor and kind heart. But tonight, he would become the center of a confrontation that would change everything. The diner was a cozy place with red vinyl booths and a long counter where regulars would sit and chat. The walls were adorned with old photos of the town, and the smell of grease and coffee filled the air. It was a place where everyone knew each other, and strangers were few and far between. James had been coming to this diner for years. It was his favorite place to unwind after a long day. He loved the friendly staff, the comfort food, and the sense of community. But tonight, things were different. The bikers entered the diner with a loud bang, their heavy boots thudding on the linoleum floor. They were a rough-looking group with leather jackets, tattoos, and menacing expressions. Their presence immediately made the other patrons uneasy. "Hey, look who we got here," one of the bikers sneered, pointing at James. "A cripple." The other bikers laughed, their cruel words echoing through the diner. James tried to ignore them, focusing on his meal, but their relentless taunts made it impossible. "Hey, cripple, what's wrong? Can't you talk?" another biker jeered. James took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. He had faced discrimination before, but this was different. This was personal. He tried to ignore them, but their words cut deep. "Leave him alone," the diner's owner, Mrs. Thompson, said firmly. She was a no-nonsense woman in her 60s, known for her kindness and tough exterior. "Or what?" one of the bikers challenged, pushing her. Mrs. Thompson stood her ground, but she knew she was outnumbered. The bikers continued their cruel behavior, their laughter and taunts filling the room. James felt a mixture of fear and anger. He had faced discrimination before, but this was different. This was personal. He took a deep breath, trying to stay calm, and then he made a phone call. To the bikers, it seemed like an insignificant action, but it was anything but. "Hello, this is James Carter. I need your help," he said into the phone, his voice steady despite the turmoil inside. "James, what's wrong?" the voice on the other end asked, concerned. "At the diner, there's a group of bikers here and they're being really cruel. I need your help," James replied. "Stay calm, James. We'll be right there," the voice assured him. James hung up the phone and took another deep breath. He knew help was on the way, but he also knew he needed to stay strong until it arrived. Minutes later, the door of the diner swung open with a bang. A group of people entered, their presence commanding attention. They were a diverse group, men and women of all ages, but they shared a common purpose. They were there to support James. The bikers' smirks faded as they realized they were outmatched. The powerful group stood together, a united front against the bikers' hatred. Words were exchanged, but it was clear who held the upper hand. "Leave him alone," one of the group members said firmly, stepping forward. He was a tall, imposing man with a calm demeanor and a commanding presence. "Who are you to tell us what to do?" one of the bikers challenged, but his bravado was slipping. "We're here to support James," the man replied, "and we won't stand for your behavior." The bikers realized they had pushed too far. They slunk out of the diner, their bravado gone, leaving the diner in stunned silence. In the aftermath, the diner patrons and staff looked at James with newfound respect. He had stood up to the bikers, not with violence, but with the power of unity. The powerful group stayed with him, offering their support and friendship. James felt a sense of empowerment he had never experienced before. He realized that he was not alone, that there were people who cared and who would stand by him. "Thank you," James said to the group, his voice filled with gratitude. "I don't know what I would have done without you." "You don't have to thank us," the tall man replied. "We're here for you, James. We're here for each other." The diner patrons clapped and cheered, their support for James evident. Mrs. Thompson smiled, her heart swelling with pride. As the evening drew to a close, James left the diner with his newfound friends. He felt lighter, more hopeful. The message of the story was clear. Courage and unity can dismantle hate in the most surprising ways. James reflected on the evening, thinking about how far he had come. He had faced discrimination before, but tonight he had stood up for himself, and he had done it with the help of friends, both old and new. He realized that he was stronger than he had ever given himself credit for. He had faced his fears and come out the other side, and he knew that he could do it again if he ever needed to. Thank you for joining us on A1 Storyteller. We hope this story has inspired you to stand up for what's right and to find strength in unity. Remember, courage and unity can dismantle hate in the most surprising ways. Stay tuned for more powerful and uplifting tales. This story is just a starting point. You can expand on each chapter, add more details, and develop the characters further to reach the desired length.